Hi folks, Bob Collins for Diver Supply. So we're going to be talking about reels, and more reels. I think a lot of times people have a misconception about what reels are used for or how they can help you as a recreational and/or technical style diver. These are reels, and the reason we tend to call them reels is because it looks a little bit like a fishing reel with a line, a spool, a crank, and that is why we would end up calling it a line reel, or a reel for short. So what I've got in front of me here, and I'm going to put links down below to all of these so that you could find them. We've got some simple through more complex reels, and that basically runs from lesser expensive to more expensive. And these are by companies like Excess Scuba, Dive Right, Hog, Apex. Those particular companies are what we're looking at here. Now, are there more reels out there? Absolutely. There's a huge selection of reels, but this pretty much represents a broad section of, I'm going to call it build quality and cost. So let's look at the first one here. This is a really simple reel. It has about 140 feet of line on it, and it has a finger or a thumb trigger here, and when you push it down and you're able to crank it, and of course when you push down and let loose, you're able to pull the line out. Now, to roll it back in, all you're going to do is crank it, and the lines are going to come back in. You may have heard it clicking as I pulled it in, but it's got this finger or thumb lever here to help it from the line not being able to be pulled out if you don't have your finger resting on it. It's got a hole here so that you could put a split ring and a clip. This one doesn't come with that particular accessory, but they're cheap and easy. You can just add it to your cart down there. And of course, it's very, very comfortable and super, super lightweight. These are really super handy when you're out there diving, doing some drift diving, and you've got your surface marker up. A lot of times you'll see dive masters and divers, they'll use a big buoy ball, and this allows you to be able to control that and easily control the amount of line when you're at depth on a, maybe you're going from a 60 foot along the reef, and then all of a sudden you go up to 50 feet, and then you need to drop back down to 50, 70, 60, whatever it happens to be. It's really easy to operate this particular, and these are very, very inexpensive. The next one here is called a MultiPurpose Reel. Pretty simple. It doesn't have the thumb lock like we saw on the other one, but it does have a locking mechanism that you see here. I'll try to get close-ups of all this stuff. And it does crank just like the other one. So pretty simple and easy to utilize. It comes with a little clip on the end of the line so that when you pull it out, that attaches to your float or your dive flag or whatever, and then you're able to crank it and you can lock that in place. And it also has attachment holes for a split ring and/or snap clip, whatever makes it easy to connect to your kit. The next one here is by Dive Right. It's a little bit snazzier. This is some stainless steel construction here, this bent. It comes with a snap clip. It has the reel portion, and it's got a little thumb screw lock here. One of the nice things I like about this thumb screw lock is that you turn it and it actually will, as long as you don't over torque it, it's not going to come out. So it's got a little flat place on the end of it so that when you turn it, this isn't necessarily going to fall out. So that's kind of in the middle price range. And that one has, I think this one's got like 140 feet of line, which is totally adequate when you're out there diving on an average reef. Remember, when you're down on the reef and your buoy's up, the water on the surface or at the surface tends to move a little faster. So a lot of times your line is going to be leaning over. So if you're in 60 or 70 feet of water, you may have 100 or 110 feet of line out. Just remember that. The next one we have, this is made by Hog, and they call this a Recon reel, and it comes with a clip. It's aluminum construction, and it's very heavy duty. This one tends to be used more by cave penetration or wreck penetration style divers. It has really nice high vis, really thick line on here. It's got a ball and it's got your crank here on the side. It uses a thumb screw release here on the end that either applies pressure to the reel, but it doesn't really have any kind of a click stop. So when you want the line to quit going out, you're going to need to tighten this little stainless steel bolt up here. And these come in a couple of different ones, I think 200 and 400 on these. This last one here is made by Apex. There's a couple of different lengths. This one, I believe, is about 140 feet. There's some other ones that Apex makes. And these are probably the fanciest and have the cleanest look to them. And I would kind of compare this to a soapbox derby racer, and I would compare this construction-wise with its fancy little handle, stainless steel, aluminum anodized. This would be the Ferrari as far as I'm concerned. But it's got a really nice handhold on it. It's got a thumb actuated lock on it so that when you push down, you can pull the line out easily. And then, of course, as you reel it back in, you can hear that clicking on my mic there. But this is really a good looking piece. It's called the Lifeline Ascend. Links to all of these down below so that you could go and take a look at them and see the prices and such. So if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comment sections. Again, I always enjoy reading and try to respond to any of your questions that I possibly can. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up like, or give me a thumbs down if you don't like what I've got to say. And as we always say, dive safe out there. Thanks again for watching.